Hello there, it's Patrina again with Do You Have a Couple of Minutes? And today I want to know if you have a couple of minutes to continue with me in our series on the book of Proverbs. And we've made it to Proverbs chapter 17 today. Proverbs chapter 17, I want to title Words of Wisdom because these are different sayings that are just wise sayings and things for us to keep in mind as we go through life and try to live in a way that is prudent and fulfilling. With that, I am going to share 5 verses with you today, and I'd like to start out with verse number 14 out of chapter 17. And that verse reads, "Starting a quarrel is like breaching a dam. So drop the matter before a dispute breaks out." So this is the idea that, we can only push things off for so long. At some point, it's all going to boil over. So we have the opportunity to move on when we know that things aren't going to improve or get better, or we have the opportunity to just kind of stay in things and expend energy that's going to be wasted energy because it's not going to move us forward. And in fact, it might make things even worse. So I like this visual of starting a quarrel is like breaching a dam. So drop the matter before the dispute even breaks out when we have that opportunity. Very wise words. I'm going to move down to verse 17, and verse 17 reads, "A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for a time of adversity." And this is a good way to identify those people around you that should be part of your inner circle, people that can love you at all times, right? Good times, bad times, high times, low times, at all times. And then it says a brother, which is somebody that is close to you, right? A brother is born for a time of adversity. And this is the idea of, people that are family normally stick together through things that maybe people that weren't family don't stick together through. Not always the case for everyone, but in most situations, that is the case. So, someone that you can consider a brother is someone that can stick with you through even the tough times, right? They're reliable through those times. So I like that idea about friends are going to love at all times and people that we could consider brothers, whether born that way or that become our brothers in life, are people that will stick with us through even the toughest time. I'm going to skip down to verse 24, which reads, "A discerning person keeps wisdom in view, but a fool's eyes wander to the ends of the earth." So again, we have choices when we are moving through life, and wisdom and discernment demand discipline, right? They demand some level of focus. We always know the direction we're going, as opposed to getting off track and losing sight of the goal. So we always have the goal um, in mind. We always have the things that we want to live up to in mind as reference points. And we're always thinking about those things as opposed to being distracted by things that might come and go, or distracted by things that aren't going to allow us to move to the places or live in the fullness that we want to live in. So, again, something to think about there. I'm going to move down to verse 27, and verse 27 reads, "The one who has knowledge uses words with restraint, and whoever has understanding is even tempered." So the one who has knowledge uses words with restraint. So this talks about intention, right? this doesn't mean this person doesn't have a large vocabulary or they can't rant or rave. It means that they are in control of how they are communicating and what they are communicating. And then it says, whoever has understanding is even tempered. So, further information, why can they be in control? Because they're knowledgeable. They know what the situation is and about, and they know how to be objective. They know how to move forward. They know what deserves emotion and what does not deserve their emotion. So, something to think about in terms of looking to gain wisdom and what the outcome of that is, and also seeking to be around wise people and what that actually looks like. And then finally, I want to read verse 28. And verse 28 reads, even fools are thought wise if they keep silent, and discerning if they hold their tongues. And we've probably already always heard that, or we've heard that statement and maybe sometimes not thought about where it has come from. But even fools are thought wise if they keep silent. So this is this idea about when we're discerning, we're not always jumping forth in as the text reads in folly, or jumping forth to say something just to say something, or do something just to do something. We're thoughtful about it, and people recognize that being thoughtful about things and appearing to be discerning about things because we're taking time to make considerations is a sign of wisdom. And sometimes that is equated with holding back. And so, this idea about even fools are thought to be wise when they're being quiet, because there's this assumption that they're exercising some wisdom or some thoughtfulness in that silence. So, think about that as you're moving forth, and how our behaviors actually influence what people think about us and how they will interact with us and how they will receive what we have to share with them based on their perception of us. With that, that is my few minutes for today. I hope that you found that this has been a topic that's been inspiring, something to help you think, learn, grow, and ultimately lead a more fulfilling life. And I hope that if you are enjoying these messages, that you will share them with others so that they can come along our learning journey as well. Please be sure to check out the show notes for a summary of today's session. And as I've been encouraging you, please take some time to actually read the chapter that we reviewed. And today we reviewed chapter 17, or we reviewed a few verses in chapter 17. So that's why I want you to go back and actually take some time to read all of the verses in chapter 17 and see how they might apply to you and how you might use them to live a more enriched and fulfilling life. With that, I am super appreciative that you joined me here today, and I sure hope to see you back next time. Until then, bye bye.